The GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate is a fantastic luxury SUV, blending beautiful materials and advanced technology with a spacious and practical cabin. It is great for people that want the luxuries and tech of an Escalade but want to fly more under the radar. So is this 2024 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate a luxury SUV bargain, and is it a good choice in the used markets? Let's go ahead and find out. As always, let's begin by talking about the pricing and the trim level. The 2024 Yukon came in 5 different trim levels: the SLE, the base model, the SLT, the AT4, the off-road version, the Denali, the luxury version, and the Denali Ultimate, the proper luxury version. This Denali Ultimate model adds a bunch of luxury features and exclusive things the already luxurious Denali model doesn't have. So let's see if it was worth $97,000 back in 2024. The Yukon has a rugged yet elegant design. Up front is a large grille finished in vador chrome, which is essentially a darkened finish. Beneath that are non-functional vents, and you will find fully LED headlights on all Yukon models. You get an LED daytime running light, projector-style LED headlamps, and fog lights at the bottom. Additionally, you will find LED turn signals, which look quite nice. There aren't any real changes to the headlights on the Denali Ultimate model, but the refresh Yukon will include animations. Moving to the side, you will find these beautiful 22-inch alloy wheels with a contrast design. These are exclusive to the Denali Ultimate model, and they look properly expensive and luxurious. Keep in mind that the new model will have 24-inch wheels as standard equipment, but I think these should be enough. At the side profile, you will find GMC branding on the fender, Denali branding on the door, and some chrome trim at the bottom. Additionally, the Denali Ultimate model comes standard with power running boards, which are very convenient, especially for little kids. You will also find some chrome accents in the door handles and chrome around the windows. It is interesting that this isn't the exclusive vador chrome, because I think that would look a lot better. As far as the mirrors go, they will have all the features including heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding. The Yukon Denali Ultimate also includes a standard air suspension, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Moving to the back, the Yukon Denali Ultimate features some more vador chrome trim, as well as a plastic finished bumper and quad exhaust at the bottom. As far as the taillights go, you will find standard fully LED taillights on all Yukon models. There is an LED brake light, an LED reverse light, and an LED turn signal that is integrated into the brake lights. The lighting on this vehicle looks very nice overall, so I'm very happy that GMC didn't change much about it with the refresh. Now let's take a look at the interior and see what you get for almost $100,000 on a GMC Yukon. This GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate is a proper luxury car, so there is a lot to expect on the interior of this car. Starting with the door panel, you will find some wood trim and some leather on the upper part. There is also some aluminum trim to give you more of a premium feel. The switchgear is going to be finished in matte black plastic, and you will find 2-person memory seating. There is leather and cross-stitching finish in the middle area and hard plastic at the bottom with a ton of storage space. Additionally, there is a metal speaker grill and Denali branding on the door sills. These floor mats are Denali Ultimate exclusive, and they are very premium and plush. As far as the seats go, they are made of a full grain leather, and they are very luxurious and comfortable. There are metal speaker grills in the headrest, and you will find fine details like cross-stitching, piping, Ultimate branding, and typography. They will also include heating, ventilation, massaging, and 16 ways of power adjustment. Now let's check out the rest of the Yukon Denali Ultimate's interior. Starting with the steering wheel, it is going to be very nicely leather wrapped and heated. There is a little piece of gloss black up here, which is a light bar for Super Cruise. Super Cruise is GM's hands-free driving assistance system, and it works amazing. However, we will get into that in a different video. This little piece right here is to watch your eyes to make sure that you are paying attention to the road while Super Cruise is active, and your buttons are going to be finished in gloss black. You will have some accenting right here, although I cannot tell what material it is, and there is Denali branding on the airbag cover, which is going to be finished in plastic. The gauge cluster is a fully digital display measuring in at 12.3 inches. There is plenty of customization, and the resolution is great. You can use this scroll wheel to go through different information like your oil life, your brake pad life, your air filter life. There is a blank page, And there's some other things like looking at your speed or your trip information. You can also customize the layout of the gauges. So classic is the most normal one. It is just like an analog setup. Progressive is basically the same, but it has a slightly different design. Digital is the farthest away from being anything like an analog gauge, and clean is my personal favorite because it is very minimalist. Overall, this gauge cluster is a very nice setup. There is plenty of customization and the information displayed is very useful. Materials are quite impressive in the Yukon Denali Ultimates. The upper dash is finished in a soft touch plastic with stitching. There is some open portalwood trim, stitched featherettes, a lot of that open portalwood trim on the center console, some aluminum like we found on the steering wheel, and you will also find some leatherettes. Around the climate controls are going to be gloss black, but thankfully the buttons themselves are not going to be finished in that. Storage is also quite impressive, as it should be for a large family SUV. Slide back this piece of wood trim for a wireless phone charging pad, 2 USB ports, and a 12-volt outlet. Slide back this piece of wood trim to reveal 2 cup holders, and on the side you will find little storage cubbies. On the armrest, which is going to be finished in leather and cross-stitching, you will find a little phone holder, although it does not charge. And taking a look inside the center console, you will find a good amount of space. This center console is massive, but you might notice that it isn't as deep as you would expect. That is because we have the optional power sliding center console. So basically, when you push this button up here, it is going to slide back to reveal a large open area. So you can throw anything here from a bag of groceries to a purse. You can also bring out this piece for some hidden storage, so you can have your own snacks or candy in here and your kids won't even know about it. This will also give the second row passengers easier access to their cup holders and climate control, and if you still want your armrest, you can slide it forward. This power sliding center console is amazing, and for the new model of the Expedition, they have actually adopted this feature as well. So to sum it all up, this car's storage is amazing. You have a huge center console, a lot of good cubbies, and the power sliding center console is extremely practical. As far as the climate controls go, there are going to be physical buttons and knobs. I will admit this area does look a little bit busy, but it is very easy to use. These knobs have a very nice neural finish on them and they feel very high quality. This is for adjusting your temperature, and by the way, there are 2 zones up front and 1 zone in the rear. This knob is for adjusting the fan speed. You can turn it off completely or turn it on. This is for your different modes, and you will find your defrost buttons right there. These buttons are for your heated and ventilated seats, and you can turn on the back and the bottom part of the heated seat on, or just the back part. I want to point out that on the new Yukon, it is not going to be as busy as this. You will get a more simplified layout, but it does rely on the touchscreen a little bit more. As far as the main infotainment system is concerned, even though this Yukon isn't the latest model, you still get the latest software from GM. You will have Google built in, so you get Google Maps, a Google Play Store, and Google Assistant. That makes life so much easier when you're on the go. Also, you can pair up an Android phone to this very easily, and from the Google Play Store, you can download external apps, like the owner of this vehicle has downloaded podcasts and news, and there's also Amazon Alexa. You can also control the rear media system from up here, so they aren't on right now, but you can turn it off. You can also lock it, and you can have both screens playing the same thing, so you don't have to go back there every time. There's also Wi-Fi hotspots, and this Denali Ultimate model has an upgraded 18-speaker Bose performance sound system. It is absolutely amazing, but if you want the ultimate sound experience, go ahead and get the Escalade. That car has 19 speakers as standard equipment and 36 on the top trims. You can see that for this Ultimate model, the 4 extra speakers are located in the headrest. It is also worth noting that with the Denali and Denali Ultimate models, you will find a different interior design. The hazard light button has moved from here to here. You do not get a sunglasses cubby, the vents have been relocated, and the screen is more integrated. It is not a radical change from the other models, but it definitely helps with a more premium feel. The shifter is located right here, and a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's great. The placement is great because you have your hand on the steering wheel, you just move it over to shift into gear, then it goes back. On the new model, it is going to be column mounted. Pull the D for drive. You can use these buttons for manual shifting, push the N for neutral, and pull the R for reverse. That will bring up an extremely high-resolution backup camera with active trajectory and a 360 view. You will also find multiple different camera angles like a front-facing view, a front-down view, a back-down view, wheel shots so you don't scrape these beautiful 22-inch wheels. But let's go ahead and see how the parking sensors work. I'm going to use my tripod as an example of an obstacle. So as we pull up, it is going to vibrate my seats and show a little graphic on the main display and the gauge cluster. I think that the vibrating of the seat is amazing. First of all, it gets your attention a lot better than a bunch of annoying beeps, and it just isn't as annoying for other passengers in the car with you. We're going to leave it at that. The parking sensors work great in the Yukon Denali Ultimate. When you go into drive, that will bring up a high-resolution front camera. I just want to say that GM makes some of the highest resolution cameras in the industry. You should have no problem parking this car except for maybe parallel parking because of this car's size. To put it in park, just push the P. Up top, you are going to find a digital rear view mirror, some buttons to fold down your third row, a button for your trunk. This button is for your power sliding center console, a suede headliner, and a large panoramic sunroof. But now let's go ahead and check out the passenger side on the Yukon Denali Ultimates. On the door panel, there is plenty of storage space, and you will find some leather and cross-stitching on the middle part and some wood trim at the top. Additionally, there is Denali branding on the door sills, and you will find exclusive Denali Ultimate floor mats. As far as the seats are concerned, they are beautiful and they are quite comfortable. They are made of a full green leather, and they include fine details like topography, Ultimate branding, cross-stitching, and piping. They also include heating, ventilation, massaging, and 16 ways of power adjustment. On the dash, you will find some stitched leather as well as open portwood trim with the coordinates to mount Denali and some topography. There is also some storage space, and in the glove box, you will find plenty of room, although it is not felt lined. That is something I would like to see at this price point. But the second row is very important on a large family SUV, so let's go ahead and check it out next. On the door panel, you will find plenty of storage space at the bottom, a massive metal speaker grill, cross-stitching, leather, and wood trim. Unfortunately, there are no sunshades. There is Denali branding on the door sills, and as far as the seats go, they are made of the same full-grain leather. They are quite comfortable, and they will include piping, stitching, cross-stitching, and topography on the top parts. They are also heated. The new Yukon Denali Ultimate has an executive package as an extra option, so you can get ventilation, massaging, and power adjustments available on the second row seats. In the second row of the Yukon, there is ample legroom and headroom. The back of the seat is finished in a soft touch leatherette, and you will find a good-sized seatback pocket. Also notice that there is some topography in the seatback pocket itself. In the middle, you will find your third zone climate control, heated seat controls, USB-C ports, HDMI ports, and a household-style outlets. There are also some good-sized cup holders, and the power sliding center console makes all of this even more accessible. The new Yukon will have a screen dedicated to all the controls instead of having physical buttons. A very advanced rear entertainment system is available on the Yukon Denali Ultimate. This model has YouTube and Hulu built in, which is a very nice touch, and you can pair your own Bluetooth headphones. You can also hook up your own device via the HDMI ports, and when you choose the entertainment package, you will find your own GMC branded headphones. Overall, the system is amazing and probably one of the best out there. But that's the amazing second row. Let's go ahead and check out the third row next. Accessing the third row is very simple. Just pull on this lever twice and that will fold the seat up and out of the way. That gives you a very wide access point to the third row. In the third row of the GMC Yukon, there's ample legroom and headroom. I can also stretch out my leg because of the captain's chair setup. As far as amenities go, you will find an armrest, cup holders, some storage space, and USB-C ports. Even the middle seat in this third row is comfortable, which is very surprising. The seats are also very plush and luxurious, and they will include cross-stitching and piping. Now the cargo area is very important on a large family SUV because families need to store all of their stuff somewhere. To open the trunk, you have a few different options like using the key fob or using the standard hands-free access. Behind the third row, you will find 25.5 cubic feet of space. To the right side, you will find a power outlet, and underneath the floor, there is a good amount of storage space. There are also buttons to power fold down the third row and second row, which is very convenient. When you fold down the third row, you will find 72.6 cubic feet of space, and as a maximum there is 122.9. That is a lot of space right there, but for families that might need a little bit more space, they should go ahead and look at the Yukon XL. That gives you 42 cubic feet of space as a minimum and 145 as a maximum. And one more thing before we move on, I really appreciate how quickly the third row seats fold up and down. To close the trunk, just push the button. Now let's see what is powering the GMC Yukon. The Denali and Denali Ultimate models come standard with the more expensive 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8s. That makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it gets 14 mpg in the city, 19 on the highway, and 16 combined. Those aren't the best fuel economy figures, but I don't think you will find anything better anywhere else. This engine is quite powerful, although it is not class-leading. Let's go ahead and see what an acceleration test looks like. The GMC Yukon is a mainstream full-sized SUV, so it normally competes with things like the Jeep Wagoneer, Ford Expedition, and Toyota Sequoia. However, the Yukon Denali Ultimate is a proper luxury SUV, so therefore it competes with other full-size luxury SUVs like it. That includes the BMW X7 X-Drive 40i, the Mercedes-Benz GLS 450, the Cadillac Escalade Premium Luxury, the Lincoln Navigator Reserve, and the Jeep Grand Wagoneer Series 2. This Yukon is missing a few luxury features compared to its competitors, but most of them have been added for the refreshed model. For dimensions, this car is 210 inches long and 81 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up this video on the 2024 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimates. Overall, the Yukon Denali Ultimate is a great choice for a family luxury SUV. There is ample room for passengers and cargo even in the standard wheelbase form, and the XL model further expands that. The exterior is elegant, the interior is luxurious and tech-rich, and the V8 is powerful. So would you buy this over something like the Cadillac Escalade? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.